Hello world, yay! It's Barbie Lee. You're like, what? You don't have a shake? I know. I already had my shake. I was hungry. I just drank my shake. Now I have water. So it's water talk, water talk time. I know that doesn't roll off my tongue as easy as shake talk time. It's water talk time. Actually, I get so many questions. Dwayne and I have been getting a lot of questions about Playa and living here. So I wanted to come on. So if anybody's going to jump on with me, I made a little announcement that I was going to do a little Q&A. But I'm going to share a few things that, because people are, especially my Mazatlan peeps, you want to know all these things about comparisons, about Playa del Carmen and Mazatlan. So here's what I will tell you. So just like anything in the world, if someone said to you, what's the difference between, I don't know, I'm trying to think of two, like Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut. Y'all know that, right? How do you describe the difference between Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut? They're both pizzas. Do you know what I mean? Same thing about Playa del Carmen and Mazatlan. They're both coastal cities in Mexico. They are completely different. Much like Pizza Hut and Domino's. Pizza Hut has fluffier crust. Domino's kind of is like that. You know, there's differences. I'm just making this up. I don't eat Pizza Hut or Domino's. Anywho, so there's a lot of things that are similar. We both have coasts. The sun rises and the sun sets in both of these places. And I know that's not really what you wanted to hear. Just like, I gotta move under the fan a little bit more. Because Dwayne has the fan on in the kitchen because he's cooking. Because we got pots! Anyhow, all right. So in Playa del Carmen, we are on the east coast of Mexico. And Mazatlan's on the west coast. There's a difference. Easy enough, right? Mazatlan is a city of, 500,000 people. Playa del Carmen, there's only about 250,000 people. Mazatlan has this beautiful Malecon, but then in my opinion is being ruined by all these high-rises going up. Playa del Carmen cannot have high-rises because it's built on cenotes. And cenotes is an underground water system, a river system. You need to look it up. It is fascinating. So they can't drill down to make really tall buildings. So I think I'm going to go with 7 stories. Like I think you can do 6 and then a rooftop is all you can do. So very different. So very low key, literally low key buildings. Like here I am, I'm by the mall and there is nothing. So that way the mall, it's a little bit taller. They have these peaked ceilings and stuff. And that way I think that building probably has, like I'm on the 3rd floor. I'm on almost the top of mine. And that one I think has 2 extra. I think that's a 5-story. And that's really all that's in this area. So it has a nice beachside charm in that way, okay? Mazatlan has a Soriana Mega. Playa del Carmen has a Soriana. You got a Walmart, we got a Walmart. I know there's a Sam's Club. They said it's over by Centro Mayo. There's a mall over here. We haven't gotten that far yet. So there's a Sam's Club as well. Mazatlan has a Sam's Club. We have a Sam's Club, actually. I think Mazatlan has 2. Now, there's no Costco in Playa, but it's in Cancun, and there's somebody here that does a trip. Now, the difference is if you want a Costco in Mazatlan, you have to drive 2.5 hours to Culiacan. Here, it is 40 minutes up the road, or I don't know how far it is. Cancun is only 40 minutes up the road. All right? Here, Dwayne and I were talking about this today, and we've noticed that there's not as many flowers on the tree, which is weird because we're in a tropical climate. I like more tropical, more dense, jungly. And I thought maybe there's going to be more flowering trees, but there's not. There's actually less. But I have found my favorite tree, Plumeria, I think it's called. They're the pink and the white, and they just smell delicious. Yeah. Lots of bougainvillea here. But some of the other things that we're used to seeing, like that we've seen for the last 4 years or so in Mazatlan, we don't see here. But then again, I have trees, I'm like, that's the coolest tree ever. It doesn't have flowers on it, but it's the coolest tree ever. This is a Q&A, so jump in if you have questions. I'm going to tell you about them, but I'm giving you the things that are in my mind right now about the differences, because I'm getting all the messages. Oh my gosh, what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? Okay? So, okay, the trees, the roads. Roads are exactly the same. Look up, look down, look all around. Otherwise, you fall to the ground. Same exact situation. There's a, up on Benito Juarez. I have a friend. I have a new friend. Her name's Bonita. Benito Juarez. It's the main road that we take up to catch the buses or the colectivo. And there's literally a big hole. Like probably, I don't know, half a foot, foot and a half by foot. Just big hole. I was like, welcome to Mexico, right? Like so we've got them here too. Let's see what else. Lots and lots and lots of little tiendas doing all their, just like in Mazatlan, all the souvenirs and all that kind of stuff, right? And they're down all the streets and like really from the beach to 30th, okay? So I'm going to tell you a little thing. So it goes by fives. The avenues go by fives. So the beach is practically 0. And then 5th Avenue is like the parallel, obviously, to the beach. And that's what everyone talks about, Party Central and all the restaurants, not all of them, but the touristy stuff. All the, what I call tourist traps with all the t-shirts and hats and all that kind of stuff, right? And that's all 5th Avenue. So they go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we're between 5 and 10. We live right in the middle. So Playas, or the 5th Avenue, the big party street, is right there. And then on the other side of that is the beach. So there are some restaurants and stuff to the block to the beach, okay? And then 10th Avenue. 10th Avenue is a bike path. There's cars on it as well, but there is a bike path. So remember, this is a Q&A about Playa. So if you have questions, type them in. I will answer them. So 10th Avenue, pretty much from Playa Car, which is right here in Centro, it's right on the other side of the mall here. As far as we've ever walked, 88, it's all bike path, right? So it's great. So totally bike-friendly city. And then many that go this way are bike-friendly as well. So the streets, the calles, that go this way have a lot of bike paths in them as well, right? So remember, Q&A. I'm saying this every time I see somebody new joining. This is a Q&A for things that you want to know about Playa versus Mazatlan. So the streets go 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. And then Benito Juarez is like 0. And then going north, they go by 2s. Okay, so evens, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. And when you come south, they go by 2s, but they start at 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So you have odd south of Benito Juarez and evens north of Benito Juarez. So when somebody says, and we talk, they always talk street first, then avenue, right? So when somebody says, okay, so let's say, the Shade Jalawi, which is a grocery store, is on 3 and 45 south. So you're like, okay, south, so it's on this side of Benito Juarez, and 45, that's almost the highway, it's 50. So I'm like, okay, 3, okay, now I know where it is, right? It's beautiful. Everything's grid. Everything is a grid. Well, on this side of the highway. We haven't experienced the other side of the highway yet, so don't quote me on that. But everything on this side of the highway is a beautiful grid. So once we understood the streets and the avenues, we can go anywhere. We don't get lost anywhere. We get an idea, right? So it's just like, oh my God, it's 45 to the beach. Well, you have to remember we count by 5s. It's only 8 blocks, right? And they're a little bit longer blocks because from my house, between 5 and 10, to get the Shade Rally, the grocery store, is 1.1 kilometers, and it's on 45. So from 5.5, or actually it's 7.5, to 45 is 1 kilometer. So the blocks are a little bit longer, so they're not, I don't know if you're used to city blocks, I don't know, because you're really only going 8 blocks, but it's a kilometer, okay? I know I'm speaking in imperial and metric, but that's what Canadians do of my age. Okay, what else do you want to know? Weather. It has been gloriously beautiful here. There's been some overcast. We've had crazy rain. There was serious lightning strikes in the ocean yesterday. Super cool. We had some serious whoosh, rain came through and then disappeared. And then it was gone. We're like, oh, all right, I guess that was it. And that's what happens in the Caribbean side. You'll get a rush of rain, and then it just stops, right? Our beach is the white, sandy. There's no seashells, right? We don't have seashells over here. All we see is the beautiful white sand, and it's not burning hot. So we went out to the beach about 2 in the afternoon yesterday, day before, and I said, I remember watching a video that said the Caribbean sand isn't hot. And it wasn't hot. So we're like, we're walking on the beach. You cannot do that at 2 in the afternoon in August in Mazatlan. You will burn your freaking feet off. All right, so sand. Now, there is sargassum. Yes, it is a little stinky. Yes, it is making the ocean a little bit brown. Yes, but today, so what was kind of a little bit brown yesterday, I saw blue ocean today. So it really moves with the currents, and we never really know what the ocean's going to look like. And there are Facebook groups that track the sargassum that says, hey, come to this beach because there's no sargassum here today. So we're like, okay, that's where we're going to go. We haven't got our motorcycle yet. We decided to wait until we're going to go to Canada in September, and then we'll come back and we'll get it. And just because we're figuring things out and, looking at motorcycles and seeing which one we want and stuff, and we got to get our license exchanged, and we have to have some information before we can just go buy a motorcycle because we have to get plates and all that. So we want to make sure we have all the right information to do that. And we're in a whole new city. Like, if you watch my video about Dwayne just buying eggs, he was like in the grocery, like just looking at the eggs because they're just different. The brands are different. Now, if we went to Soriana's, yes, we would probably see some of the same brands. And actually, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll kind of compare with the Walmart and the Soriana's, to kind of see if things look more familiar. But Shade Rawi is much closer to us. Shade Rawi. It's like Shade Rawi, like Maui. Shade Rawi. It's closer. Actually, because it's 1.1 kilometer and the Walmart is 1.6. And truthfully, I've never liked the produce at Walmart. So I'm going to assume it's the same crappy produce that they get here as we always had in Canada or Mazatlan. Like, I don't know, for the buying power of Walmart, you sure get some crappy produce, Walmart, just saying. Okay, so we can see Cozumel. Cozumel is freaking huge. We didn't realize how big it was. We actually went over there in September last year when we were here, and we took the bike and the motorcycle and we drove around. And it took us all day, but we just didn't think about it, how big it really was. It's freaking huge. Like, it's as long as Playa is, so it's really big. So because of that, we don't get waves. Because of Cozumel, the big rock in the middle of the ocean, there's no waves here. So we have our paddleboard, not our surfboard. And we haven't gone out yet because literally we are setting up. We finally got some pots today. I got the pillow I wanted. We covered the furniture. And if you just go back and you'll scroll and you'll see some of the things that we've done. We got our first load of groceries today, where we bought the flour and the butter and the sugar and the basics like that. And we're gonna cook like kind of our first real meal. Dwayne's gonna make veggie burgers for us, hopefully. He's figuring out the new stainless steel pans and the new convection oven. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, what else? What else do you guys want to know? What do you need to know about? Oh, we've been on the buses, so we rode a bus. It's 12 pesos, and a colectivo. So our colectivo was 10 pesos. Now I understand, depending on where you go, the colectivo prices change. We haven't gone any further than 58th Street because that's where the Sunday tiangues are, and it's on 58. So we get in there and we say tiangues, we go see. 10 pesos, see, and we give them 10 pesos, and we get to the bus, or the little colectivo. And the colectivo it's kind of like a sardine can, full of Mexicans, and the windows, there's no air conditioning, it's just a minivan. And the one we had on the way to the market today, the doors just slide in this way, that way. Like, they don't close the door or anything. You can flag it down, just like in Mazatlan. And all of a sudden it'll stop, so pay attention to where your head is at any given time. And then they also have the buses, and the buses are 12 pesos. And we took that one. Now, we have no idea where anything goes. We just knew where we wanted to go. We saw it on the front of the bus, so much like in Mazatlan. it writes where it goes on the front of the bus, and then that's where we go. Okay. What else? We have a Parisina here for those of you that love fabrics like I do. And I have nothing in this room. So you would have seen the colors that we put out there on the couch and stuff like that. So beautiful. I think it cost me $30, $35 maybe to cover my couch, a couple of chairs, and we just did it like we didn't do anything professional or anything. We just laid it over, tied it down just to make it so that it works for us. What else? What else do you guys want to know? Grocery prices. Okay, so grocery prices, different things. And again, we were at Sheidrawi today, Sheidrawi. So it might be a little more expensive grocery store. It might not be. I don't know. But we bought, like, it seemed, a lot of stuff seemed normal. The eggs to Dwayne seemed more. Now, he's the one that goes grocery shopping all the time. I admit it. I'm a kept woman when it comes to grocery shopping because he knows what he's cooking in the menu and stuff like that. So he's the one going to the grocery store. So I don't really have a lot of ideas on pricing and stuff. But we spent 1,400 pesos today on our initial buy, which is just over 100 Canadian dollars. And you know what? Come with me. Come with me. I'm gonna go and get. Hopefully, I don't switch. What's it called? Wi-Fi's, because we have a router. Let's see. So, whoops, that's not the big one. Where's the big one? There's the big one. See, this is our receipt from today. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few items, and then those of you that are keeping track, because you're like, oh, yeah, that's the same, or that seems a little bit more, or a little bit less, or I don't know. I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't know. Okay? All right, let's hope I didn't bring my glasses. Let's hope I can see these. All right, so, cookies, 46 pesos. Sounds about right. No, I need my glasses. Dwayne, can you bring me my glasses? Thanks. I'm trying to read the receipt. It's kind of big, but not big enough for me. Okay.
It's pretty big.
I did say it's pretty big, but I'm tired. My eyes don't see so well when I'm tired. All right. There we go. Oh, look. See, and I bought a new ring light. Okay. So we have quinoa. So a container of quinoa. They come in a little tube. It was kind of cool. 46 pesos. Black beans, a bag of black beans, 30 pesos, so like $2 US. Flour, 18 pesos. A thing of avena, what's avena? Oats, 20 pesos. Popcorn, 27 pesos. I don't know what that is. Sugar, so brown sugar was 41 pesos. White sugar was 26. Don't shame me for eating white. I already know. It's it goes in the sauces that we make. Brown sugar makes it funny. So then we have like what else? I don't know what these are. And it's just like a 1 liter. Oh, vinegar, 15 pesos. Salt, 11 pesos. Okay. Oh, so it's in sections. Oh, I see this here. Okay, so fruits and vegetables. Here we go. We bought a kick-ass watermelon. It was freaking huge. That was 16 pesos, so about $1.25 a kilo, right? So that wasn't too bad. We bought 6 potatoes, probably about this big, and that was 31 pesos, so $2, $2 US. A really fresh juice. That was 50 pesos.
Papas are like half price.
Oh, Dwayne's saying papas are like half price.
It's half price, so we'll pay them.
The what? Then half price.
That I would have paid 60 pesos for.
Okay, he says the papas are way less expensive here. I bought an avocado. It was 11 pesos, so not even $1. I bought this amazing bag. It was on sale. The mushrooms, championes, 8 pesos. There was only 8 pesos for all those mushrooms.
Yeah.
I said. And then yogurt, 80 pesos. So that's the same Greek yogurt is what we do. Cheese. He bought a big bag of shredded mozzarella, so that was 124 pesos, so about 10 Canadian dollars. Yeah, so all in all, this much, right? 1,400 pesos. Ooh, and I saved 11 pesos today. I don't know why. I got some sort of... Oh, no, I didn't. That's what I got on my card. I got a Shedroy card. Shedrawi card. Shedrawi. I saved, because we got cookies on sale for Dwayne. So, is it the same? Is it different? Like, that was one of the big things that people kept asking us about is the cost of living. Oh my God, I hear it's so expensive there. I don't know that yet. There's some crazy pricing in some of the restaurants, but you know what? I ate a dinner at El Presidio one night in Mazatlan, and I just went out with friends, and I don't really do a big dinner or anything, so I ordered something off the kids' menu. I had a little bowl of mac and cheese, right? Little tiny bowl of mac and cheese, because it was a kid-sized version of mac and cheese, and I paid over 400 pesos for a little bowl of mac and cheese. So $20 US for a little mac and cheese. So no. We went out, we had pasta the other night. It was a 2-for-1 deal, but one pasta was $3.20, I think. So, I see pasta all over Mazatlan. That's what we paid, $350 for fettuccine, or 350 pesos. And again, it depends on where you go. Like, there's the taco stands down the street here. Oh, something I did recognize, because we see the big Puro Pollo signs and all that kind of stuff. They're usually about $200 for a rotisserie chicken. And here they're about $230 to $250. So the rotisserie chickens are a little bit more here. And I just noticed that because they're all over, right? I see them all the time on the motorcycle in Mazatlan. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know. There's a Dairy Queen here. There's some 7-Elevens. They have Slurpee machines. We don't have 7-Elevens with Slurpee machines back in Mazatlan. I don't know. Oh, there's actually signs on the roads that say seatbelts and no cell phones. And every person I've seen on a motorcycle is wearing a helmet and not on his elbow. Because it's important, I think. I think it might be a law here to actually have one on your head. Because in Mazatlan, it just says you have to have a helmet. It doesn't say you have to be wearing one. You just have to have one. And most people wear it on their elbow because they don't want to mess their hair. I have not seen a motorcycle here with somebody not, even the little people that are squished in between the big people. That still happens. And they're all wearing a helmet. So, that's pretty cool. All right, what else? What else do you want to know? I've touched on a lot of stuff. You've already seen my apartment. So the housing is just like anywhere in the world. There's always the place you want for the price you want in the area that you want if you're willing to look for it. Okay? We got a beautiful deal. I am so blessed. I am completely in alignment with God, Spirit, Universe. And we found this apartment with a wraparound deck, and we have a little ocean view over here. We see the ferry from where we are, and we go on the roof. We got a 360 view of Playa. We got to go up there and watch some fireworks tonight. Yes, Playa del Carmen has fireworks. I think they're coming from the Rio, just behind the mall here. But we're paying 11,000 pesos. So if you want to know what that is in Canadian dollars, it's probably, I don't know, $800, $8.25 maybe. It depends on the exchange rate at any given time, right? I tend to say that 15 to 1 in Canadian dollars and 20 to 1 in US. It's a little bit less than that, so it's a little bit more, but it's easier for quick calculations. But my brain does a lot of thinking in pesos now. After 5 years of being here, it does a lot of thinking in pesos, which is funny because in Playa, there's something else. Most of the signs in the tourist stores have US dollars and pesos. And usually the US dollar is a bigger number. And I see 5 and I think, 5 pesos? but it's $5. So my brain's gonna adjust to that as well. But in the grocery stores, everything's like, I'm used to seeing pesos. So when I see juice for 50 pesos, I go, oh my God. So I bought a 1 liter of juice, mango, apple, orange for 50 pesos, fresh juice. So that's great, right? Okay, this is totally a Q&A and not one of you asked me a question. That's kind of sucky, just saying. I've just been chatting. Okay, anything that I'm missing? One other thing about the motorcycles is we haven't really seen lane splitting and the motorcycles going up and then everybody congregating at the front of the line. But having said that, we haven't gone to the main road, like to the highway, to see how traffic really flows, right? These are just in the little side streets. They're all one ways. Everything, that's not true. There's 2 roads, 2 avenues that are 2 ways that I've noticed. And maybe 6, half a dozen, all the way down, right? Music! Thank you, Kim. That's a great question. So that, yeah, most of the roads are one way in this area. All right, music. Here we go. There is a WhatsApp. They do have everything's on WhatsApp here. Everything. I have to be part of 15 freaking WhatsApp groups. Muting them all, by the way. Anyway, there is live music everywhere. I cannot. There's a lot of recorded music, like the Mexican bar over here does they do DJ type music. There's tons of DJs, tons of rooftop DJs spinning the tunes from the 90s and 2000s, right? Tons of live music. You cannot walk down Fifth Avenue and there's a mariachi band that plays at the pizza place right here. We went walking on 15 Avenida 15, I think, the other day, and there was 5 bars in a row. They all had live music going on Friday night. Tons of live music. We were on the beach. We ran into Gunther and Liliana, and so we went and met them on the beach, and they had live band playing there. Lovely music. So all kinds of stuff. I've seen in the group, I've seen reggae and jazz and blues, and cover, like all that kind of stuff. So definitely, when, I don't remember who I was talking to, but somebody said, oh, there's no live music scene in Playa. It's completely changed, obviously, because it is all over the place, live music. There is an actual Facebook, I'm looking for my phone, I'm talking on it. It's some guy, actually there's a guy, his Facebook name is What's Playing in Playa, and he posts all the bands and all that kind of stuff on there. So you are welcome. You need to come down, sweetheart. You would love it here. So it is very different though. Like Playa del Carmen is a very new city. It's only like 40-ish years old. So the places around here are like 40 years old. Like that's it. And it's quite funny because Dwayne and I were walking today and we're like, this is kind of like Centro, right? Because, we are in Centro, so we're comparing it to Centro and Mazatlan. And some houses are well done and well cared for, and then the one beside you, you're like, oh, I don't know what happened to that place in the last 40 years. It's like where we are, the building right next to us, the upstairs is all depleted, decrepitated, whatever, but there's shops downstairs, so they don't do anything. It's just, so we don't have any neighbors on this side, and then this side is a, kind of like us, just another layer of apartments on that layer. So our neighbors are all the tiendas down on the main street, and they're lovely. They're starting to notice that come back and forth. They're not asking us to buy everything every time we walk by now, so that's nice. And we got an Amazon delivery today. You have to watch that video. I posted that earlier. So that was fun because everything here is just different. So, in Mazatlan, you give your cross streets, right? Like where you are in the middle of it, and then the numbers never match. So they're driving down the road, honking their horn, looking for your house, right? Well, here, because everything's in grids, it's really easy. So I am calle uno, and then it says 5 y 10 sur. So between 5 and 10 south. So he knows I'm between 5 and 10, so he just needs to walk up. Because we don't have a drive street. This is a walking street. It's a pedestrian street. So he calls Dwayne. He's like, I'm here. Where are you? Dwayne's like, I'll come down and meet you. And the guy's like, okay, I see ya. And boom, gave him the pots, and off we went. And there's actually a FedEx depot where you can get packages delivered. So if you're not going to be home or whatever, or you're not sure when the package is coming, it's so funny because they said this one's too big for the depot. Because they put it in, you have to see the video. You got to go back and see the video. It was too big for the depot, so we had to be home to collect it. And it's coming really fast. We ordered a few things off of Amazon in Mazatlan, and it usually took a weekish. When did you order the pots? Thursday night?
No. Saturday.
Saturday? It's only Sunday.
Friday.
Friday night. And then we got them today. Like, boom, boom, just like that. So that was really cool. That was really quick. Okay, other questions? Oh, walking down Fifth Avenue. Hi, do you want dinner? No, gracias. Weed, crack, snow, blow, what do you want? I'm like, I don't even know what all those things are. I'm like, no, I left Canada. I don't want any more snow. Just happened to us in Puerto Vallarta as well. That was very common for the vendors on the Malacan in Puerto Vallarta to ask us if we wanted anything, really. Oh my God, here's a big one. You all better be sitting down. If you live in Mazatlan, you need to sit down for this one. I'll wait. Are you sitting down? We have not seen one hot dog vendor. Not one hot dog vendor. Not even one. We saw a guy flipping burgers. Now, we haven't walked around the square, but when we were here last time, we walked around the square. I don't remember hot dog vendors. They have these marisquitas, and they're like a crepe, and then they fill them with like yummy Nutella and bananas and kiwis and like all kinds of stuff, and that's their thing here. There's no hot cakes, right? Mazatlan is, every time they have their food fair thingy out, it's hot dogs, hot cakes. They have consomme, a beef res consomme on their carts, and they're literally selling soup. It's 38 freaking degrees today, and people are eating this consomme, this soup. So that's been interesting. But on their carts, like on the street food, I'm even trying to think. So most of the carts, okay, so I'm going to say if you've ever been in Mazatlan where the giant flag is right across in Olas Altas there, just by the cliff divers, if you've ever been in that area, okay, and it has all the deep fried, sorry, my face, I can't not make the face when I think about that food, so I'm going to not make the face. It has all that deep fried stuff and the corn and the mayonnaise, yeah, all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen it. There's been no deep fried here. Nothing. I did see the corn on the stick, and they dip it in the jar of mayonnaise, and then they sprinkle the tahini on it with the chili. I've seen that. But no hot dog carts. And even the carts, like, I haven't even seen like a taco cart. They're all taquerias, like in the, like in stores, like little tiendas, little taquerias. Oh, the taxi drivers are fucking crazy. They own it's a cartel. It's a cartel of taxis. Depending, like if you're on, okay, when we arrived, we were in the heart of Playa, okay? 14, Calle 14. We came here, so we looked on the thing. We're like, okay, if we need a taxi, because we have like 8 pieces of luggage. 250 pesos because we went from one zone to the next. Didn't matter that we were going 6 blocks. 250 pesos. I don't think we'll be taking taxis. They do have a U-Drive here. There's no Uber and there's no Didi. There's Uber Eats and Didi Eats, but no Uber and Didi for ride shares. Because the taxis have a fucking cartel on and they own the freaking roads. Dwayne and I are crossing the road, okay, pulling our groceries, And the taxi doesn't even slow down, right? Mazatlan, they will slow down, they'll wave to you, you know. Didn't even slow down. Now that did happen in Guadalajara too, so it's not, you know, specific to Playa del Carmen. Guadalajara, the taxis were not very nice to us. But they are crazy. They are crazy. And their thing is taxi, taxi. Every corner, taxi, 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 taxi. They say it twice. It's so cute. All right. I think I'm done regurgitating everything. Oh, I can tell you about the restaurants. There is everything you could possibly imagine. Really, almost everything you could possibly imagine. So, there's Indian, Korean, Lebanese, Thai, Italian, multiple Italians, but that was kind of a normal one. There is Arabic, there is Lebanese, did I say Lebanese? There is like Jamaican, like literally everything. And we've watched, and we haven't gone, you know, we've literally been looking for apartments and setting up our apartment. Now we're set up, so we will be taking a little more time. You know, we might go for a walk, about an hour a day kind of thing, to kind of check things out. So we haven't gone everywhere. Oh, lots of Chinese food. Lots of Chinese food. So any kind of food you want, they have it. Greek, and they have. This is what's missing in Mazatlan. If somebody wants a really good restaurant idea in Mazatlan, make a theme restaurant. There is like a jungle theme restaurant, and it's just got trees in it, but it's very jungly right now. El Presidio and a couple of those that have trees in there, that's just a nice ambiance. But this is literally a jungle themed restaurant. There's one themed with cows. It's a dance, it's a nightclub. And they have cows and udders, and, you know, they're like sexy cows, right? Because it's a dance club. There's we passed one just down the road over here, and it was all bambooed, right? Everything was bamboo, and everything was just beautiful. Like, they have style and character. It's like an experience inside the restaurant. Now, of course, there's senior frogs, which Mazatlan doesn't have. And you'll have to go and look up the history of why Mazatlan doesn't have the senior frogs anymore and just the stores, because it's fascinating. You'll want to learn that history. But we do have a senior frogs restaurant here. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and then there's this one, there's many Mexican restaurants here. Obviously, we're in Mexico. But I say obviously, but it's not so obvious, because there's not, like, in Mazatlan, the only restaurant that looks like that, you know, the stereotypical Mexican with the colored flags and the colored tablecloths and stuff like that, it used to be in Sabalo country, and now it's right across from the Playa Mazatlan. What's it called? Who's going to tell me? What's it called? Dwayne, what's the restaurant that moved from Sabalo and then went to Playa, or to next to the Inn at Mazatlan? And we went there for...
Las Zarapas?
Las Zarapas. So that one's decked out in Mexican, right? It has the tablecloths, it has the mortar bowls, and like I know some of them do. Yeah, but they're not. No, but not like the ones on Fifth Avenue. The ones that are all, and they have like they're. It's just it's like the stereotypical Mexican. Because it's a tourist zone. So, you know, people are like, hey, where are the stereotypical Mexicans? But they have a couple of those. I'm talking about some of the theme restaurants that we've seen.
Oh, theme?
Yeah. Right? And like the Greek restaurant has these gorgeous Greek goddess women, literally, in like these white, and they're like they can flip over and stand on their head, and then they play with fire, and like it's a whole dining experience, right? One day we'll go? Yeah. You want to go and eat there, or you just want to watch the women?
The entertainment.
Oh, he just wants the entertainment. Okay. Oh, and then there's one where you go into a cave. We haven't been into that one yet, but I hear it's here. I've seen ads for it. So I'm just saying there's some character when dining out. And as a vegetarian, many restaurants that are just vegetarian and just vegan. And then there's many that have a vegetarian menu and a vegan menu. So that's been really cool. And that was another reason that we're like, hey, we get more options to eat out. Dwayne cooks for us, and I love when he cooks for us, and don't get me wrong. But we like to have an evening out experience too. And in Mazatlan, when we went out, we got to eat pizza or pasta. Those were our only options. There's even a taqueria we walk by. It smells so good all the time. And so I asked if I could see a menu. He's like, sure. And I said, somos vegetarianos? He goes, okay. Shows me. He's got vegetarian tacos that they make with mushrooms. He makes vegetarian burritos that they make with jackfruit and chilaquiles, which I think are just vegetarian regardless. And I was like, cool. Like, I would love to have jackfruit burritos. Like, that sounds amazing. So, pretty excited about that. Oh, and they have the carts with the big, juices, the fresh juices with the ice and the big ladles, and they sell things like that. And, yeah. Anything else you want to know? All right, here's the thing. I don't know. I think I've been on like 20 minutes or so, maybe even longer. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you have other questions, just post them below. And I'll do this again in a couple of weeks when we're a little more settled and, talking. I'll probably say a lot of the same things, but there'll be extra stuff too because we'll learn a little bit more. The last thing is the ocean at this time of year is a little bit fresh. It's not cold, it's a little bit fresh, like whereas Mazatlan is like a bathtub right now. So this one's a little bit fresh, and people say that it stays this fresh all year round. So that was a big thing about us moving here, is the ocean is swimmable and go-inable all year round, and not just for a few months in the summertime. All right, thanks for listening, thanks for hanging out, and follow our journeys. And we're going to be doing, now that we're settled, we're going to be doing some videos. They're going to end up on YouTube. I'll be doing them. I'm not going to do Facebook Lives when we're out and about because it takes up too much of my freaking data. I'm not doing that. But I will do videos, and we're going to start putting them on our YouTube channel. And then, like, when I post them on Facebook, YouTube says, Facebook goes, you posted on YouTube and you didn't do a live. Forget it. We're not showing it to anybody. So please come back to my page and look at my page. It's really important to see, because Facebook only feeds you what it thinks you want to see, not necessarily what you want to see. So I'm amazing. Dwayne's amazing. My Facebook page is going to be even more amazing. So just come and check my page out. I have a thing with my Facebook where there's 3 people that do really cool things. Like there's one, they travel all over the world on, like, literally on a budget, $50 a day for 2 of them. And they've been traveling all over the world. So I follow them. And every Friday, I have a timer in my phone that tells me to go look at their page, and then I go scroll through their page and see everything that I missed in the week, right? Because I don't typically scroll on Facebook. So do that with me, right? So put a timer in your phone and say, check to see what Barbie Lee and Dwayne are up to. So you might see it, like you might show up in your feed, but you don't want to miss something really cool. So make sure that you put the timer on or put a reminder in your phone, and then you can come back again and again. All right? Ladies and gentlemen of my Facebook world, I so appreciate you this evening. And yes, it was not a shake talk. This was a water talk in my beautiful pink. Yeah, this is water. Last thing. Happy hour on 5th Avenue, way more expensive. Happy hour on 5th Avenue, way more expensive than Mazatlan. Off of 5th Avenue, same prices. $10 or 10 peso, 15 pesos, all that kind of stuff, 30 pesos, whatever they were. We did see one place that has 20 peso beer. We never went up and upstairs, I just saw the sign. So, because, a lot of people like to know that too, but we don't drink, so it's not something we really look that closely at. All right, Facebook world, thank you very much for hanging out with me this evening. And this is saved on my face only for 30 days though. So it's going to disappear. So if you share it out, right, let people know and say, hey, Barbie Lee gave an update about Playa. And if you just share it on yours, then they'll see it as well. Because not like I said, not everyone's going to get shown my video. So if you share the video, then they go, oh, let's say Kim showed Barbie Lee's video, so then they'll come and watch it, and then I won't be getting all the same questions all the time. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind answering them, but I like doing this too. All right, so if you have any questions, post them below. Send me all your love. And I have this new thing, this star thing. I don't know if y'all seen this on Facebook, but I can earn stars, so you can all give me stars too, so that's kind of cool. All right, you have a great night. Adios, amigos. Buenas noches.